think what will become clearer and clearer as we look at rationalism and then pantheistic evolutionism, which is in all these naturalistic ideas as we go through, just how wise it is to affirm the supernatural order in the true sense. Like we can really look at um, all of these ideas and see where exactly they go wrong and correct them. That's not the same thing as you know correcting every individual person who holds these things. There's more often than not it's a moral issue rather than an intellectual one.
Yeah,
But
what I'm struck by is something that Garrigue is going to bring up later, and this is something that's all over St. Thomas, is the moral necessity of the revelation of the natural truth of natural truths.
yes,
Is yeah, because a lot of times, even in like a state of pure nature, without like certain super added preternatural perfections of the intellect, there it still takes a long time, and it still takes like quite a bit of brain power to come up with a lot of these even naturally available truths. Um, as St. Thomas says in a different place, as we descend to particulars, things get less clear.
hmm
So, like when it comes to like universal principles, yeah, it's a little more clear. But once you start descending into particular occasions, things begin to get less clear. So, this is why uh, I hate to make this connection because I always make this connection, but like the sort of questions surrounding the marital use. When it comes to the questions surrounding the marital use, these are not extremely clear, at least to us, to people of our age. It's not actually extremely clear. But what helps us is the authority of the church, the authority of her theologians, all of these of a sort of higher order, which are working upon and bringing to bear these natural truths. It actually helps us figure it out. Another example would be like polygamy. Polygamy, it's actually kind of difficult from nature to know that. Um, According to natural law, one ought to have a single spouse. One ought to have a single wife. It's there's certain circumstances where naturally it was permitted, of course, to have multiple wives. That's a whole like debate right there over the specific nature of that permission. Um, but it's not exactly clear from nature that this is a thing. And we needed, thanks be to God, we needed the second person of the Trinity to come down and tell us that from the beginning they were created husband and wife. Like you guys don't have this whole thing with a bunch of different wives. And then what's interesting is looking back on it, like when you read Summa Contra Gentiles, for example, where St. Thomas is talking about the reasons, the natural reasons why polygamy is not a good thing. You see that Christianized reason working within the natural order is actually due to being given the answer by supernatural revelation, is able to seek reasons for these things from nature, and is able to rationally defend what was revealed to them. So that's the way in which the natural and supernatural orders work together when it comes to natural truths. It isn't like this sort of like separated blocks. They kind of go back and forth and are dynamically working within and through one another. And naturalism is just eventually, because it doesn't have that safeguarding of supernatural revelation, it's eventually just going to drop the natural order. And that's what we see to today. Once you lose this principle of supernatural revelation, teaching you those morally necessary natural truths, people just kind of give up on them. And that's what we're